Hi and welcome to Park Yoga Shorts. My name is Naomi. I am the Minehead Park Yoga instructor, and I am going to be taking you through a session today that is all about finding strength. So it is power yoga. So we are going to be looking to build strength as well as finding those stretches as well that maybe you're used to, and maybe if you're new to yoga, you're not so used to. So welcome, whether you are a seasoned park yogi or whether you are new to yoga, welcome. So before we dive into the class, just going to give you a quick intro as to what park yoga is, who we are, and basically just give you the lowdown on everything that we do. So park yoga is a charity, and we are all about connecting people with each other, but also with nature. So maybe if you can today, take your mat outside and practice in your garden if you're lucky enough to have a garden, and join me outdoors. It might be as beautifully sunny as it is right now. Maybe it's a little bit grayer for you, but park yoga is all about that. It's all about joining us with each other and with nature. And you can find park yoga locally with you as well. If you go to parkyoga.co, that's our website, and on there you should be able to find a location that is close to you. So if you are based in the southwest, particularly down in Somerset, then maybe you can come to Minehead and join me, or maybe there is one closer to you if you are based elsewhere. As we are a charity, of course, if you want, you can make donations. I'll tell you more about that at the end. But just making sure, as this is physical activity, as it is physical exercise, please make sure today that you are fit and healthy to practice, making sure that you are able to take yourself through a yoga class today. If you are pregnant, then this class is not suitable for you. But if you are fit and healthy and the doctor has given you the go-ahead for exercise, then you are more than welcome to join me today for our session. So just making sure that you have a mat, making sure that there is space around you and that you are safe to practice. And then we are going to dive straight on in to our class. So we're going to start laying down on our backs. And if you're new to yoga, it might be just know that in yoga you never have to do anything. So we're taking the legs long away from us, the palms facing up to the sky, noticing how calm and how strong we are. Softening into your body. And then when you're ready, to take a full body stretch. So reaching the arms up and over beyond the head. Lengthen from the fingertips to the toes. Take a full body stretch. I'm going to start straight away warming up into our body. And we are going to draw our right knee in. So push your left heel away from you. Draw your right knee into the chest. And you can hold just below the knee on the shin. The shoulders still firming into the earth. And as you exhale, take a deep breath out and allow the body to soften into the mat. Take a moment to release into that pose a little deeper. And now for the power yoga part, we're going to lift up our chest and begin to hover the shoulders off of the mat. If that's enough, stay here. If you want more, bring the arms away from you so the fingertips point towards the toes. If you want more still, maybe even lift up that left leg. So feeling your strength now, feeling that little bit of energy coming into the body. And when you're ready, we're going to draw it the other way around. So switch those legs over, then relax the right leg to the floor, drawing that knee into your chest. And so we're drawing the left knee in now, relaxing the shoulders, taking that stretch to begin with before we come into the strength. So although we're doing power yoga today, we're still very much in that yoga frame of mind, only doing what feels good and still incorporating all of those lovely stretches that we know do so much for our body, just supporting them with strength today. If you wish, lifting the shoulder blades, lifting the chin, drawing the forehead and the nose towards the knee, maybe then reaching the arms away, lengthening through your body. That's it, you've got it. And lift up if you choose through that foot. Really, really lengthening, strengthening. And then draw both knees into the chest, hug the knees in. And we're going to roll a couple of times forwards and back. And each time you roll up, see if you can find a little bit more balance up onto your sit bones if you can. And finally, balancing on your sit bones, coming into our boat pose now. So lifting up the shins. You can flex or point the feet, whatever feels good. Lift up the chest. If you want more, you can bring the arms forward just like we did down on that mat. Find your strength, really, really good. If you're advanced or you're feeling really flexible, you can straighten out those legs. Find that power. Good, keep that chest high. And we're breathing for 3. Try and keep a softness in your breath if you can. One more breath, you've got it. A little bit of shake, you can see I'm shaking too, don't worry. Hands to the legs and planting the feet down to the floor. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up and lengthen through our spine. Exhale, release the arms out to horizontal and roll down through your spine. We're doing some yogi sit-ups now. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead when the shoulders and the head come down. Then reaching the hands up, and as you reach the hands up, curl up through the spine and come to seated. Reach the hands up. And exhale, roll it back down. All the way down. And then arms overhead. Reaching up, rolling up through the spine. Really thinking to try and get that roll if you can. And that roll is what makes it a little bit easier, but also better for our spine. So as we roll down, release the arms overhead. And then as you exhale, bring the arms up to vertical, tuck the chin and roll up through that spine. Lovely. Lifting the hands up. And then exhale, release the hands down. And we're going to come to cross-legged now. And just gently take a moment, then inhale, reach the hands back up to the sky. And exhale, turning to the right, taking your left hand onto your right knee. And your right hand behind you. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. You can always sigh it out if you need today. If you need an extra release, take a sigh out through the mouth to help you. Inhale back to center and exhale, twist to the other side. So really enjoying these twists and these stretches in between our harder work today. Makes those stretches all the more nourishing, all the more relaxing when we're working hard in between. Inhale, come to center, and we're going to rock forwards to all fours. So you may need to shuffle yourself into the middle of your mat. And for all fours, we're looking for the hips above the knees and the wrists underneath the shoulders. Just settle yourself in. And then inhale, dip the belly, lift the gaze. We're going to come through cat-cow. Exhale, round through the spine, gaze between the knees. Inhale and open. Exhale and round. One more time. Inhale and open. And exhale and round. Beautiful. Gazing between the knees, and then this time come back to neutral. As we come to a neutral spine, gaze down towards the mat. Lengthen your right leg away, push the heel away from you, and then reach your left hand forward. So we're coming into sometimes called Superman. So you can imagine that strength of your fingertips coming forward as you're kicking that heel back. And it might be that that's enough for you today. This might be enough power for you. If you want more, we exhale, bring the elbow to the knee, and inhale, straighten out. Exhale, bring it in, and inhale, straighten out. Good. One more time. Inhale. And reaching away. Good. Place the hand down and draw the knee back in. Trying to move with control if you can today. Sending the left leg away this time. Reaching the right hand up. And then exhale, knee in if you wish. Inhale and lengthen. Trying not to get into the back. So we're moving through the joints, but not through the spine, so we're not overarching the back. Exhale, bring it in, pause, elbow and knee together, and then inhale, lengthen, and exhale, placing the hands down to the ground. Maybe take a cat-cow if you wish. Inhale and open. Exhale, round through the spine, and just come back to your breath, and then come back to a neutral spine. From here, lifting your right toes up and over to the left, squeezing your right glute, and we're coming into our tiger pose. So our tiger pose is a hip opening pose, but we're powering up our right glute to lift that knee up and over to the left. Making sure your shoulders and your elbows are over your wrists, so we're not dumping to one side, which often happens here. We're finding that strength in the upper body Option to stay here. Option if you're feeling ready for a challenge. Bend the elbows. Keep the elbows into the body and release the nose towards the mat. And then gently lift up. Only go as low as you can. There's no need to overdo it. Exhale, release down. And then inhale, reach up. And as you exhale again, bend the elbows, keep them into the ribs. We lower, working the triceps and the shoulders here, lifting up. See if you can get that knee higher for one more lower. Good, and one more lift. Perfect. Draw that knee all the way to the nose, round through the spine. Enjoy that stretch. And then release it down. And on to the other side. Left toes come over to the right. And so as you lift that leg up, that's when the glute starts to work, really, really powering into the back body. The shoulders are strong over the wrists. Option again to stay here. Yogi's choice. Stay if you need. Otherwise, exhale, release down, working the backs of the arms. That's where the triceps are. We straighten up. And exhale and lower. And if you are outside like I am, it's probably getting a little bit warm, but that's okay. Keep that knee nice and high if you can. We lower down. Big breath as you rise back up. Last one. Exhale, lower. Inhale and rise and bring that knee back to the mat. Creep the hands a little bit further forward. We're going to start to move a little bit more now. Tuck the toes and push the hips up and back, finding a downward facing dog. We want our feet hip width apart, our hands just wider than shoulder width. And if your legs are feeling really tight, you're always welcome to bend your knees in downward facing dog. That's always an option if you choose. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sigh it out if you need. Good. And then from here, gaze between the hands. And if you want, big bend of the knees and you can hop. Otherwise, step the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up, sweep all the way up, lift the hands up to the sky. And exhale, we're going to start some sun salutations, but a little bit more of a stronger version. So find your chair pose. Find your knees squeezing together, your thighs touching, your bum sinking a bit lower. Finding your strength, that's it, you can do it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and we're going to bring our arms out behind us to strengthen up through our back body. Exhale, release down to the ground. Step yourself back to plank. From our plank, lower the knees to the mat. We're going to go for half chaturanga today. So as we lower, we keep our spine nice and long and fold at the elbows, just like we did in tiger pose. The elbows graze to the ribs and then lower the belly down to the ground. Open the chest up in front of you. Bring the elbows into the waist and gaze forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Reaching your right leg all the way up to the sky. Squeeze all of the core muscles or the abdomen muscles, the muscles down the front of the chest as you bring that foot through. If it doesn't quite reach, don't worry, just take a hold of the ankle and hop it forward. From here, set yourself up. So back toes firming, whole of front foot firming. Inhale, reach up to high lunge. If you want more power, you lift up onto the ball of that front foot. Find your balance, find your breath. We breathe in and we breathe out. One more breath, breathe in. Breathe out, exhale, folding forwards. Stepping left foot to meet right, halfway lift, maybe float those hands out. And then exhale, bend the knees, reach the hands up to the sky. Inhale all the way up, straighten through the legs. And exhale, bend again through the knees. Now you can feel that power flow, can't you? Feeling those strengths coming in through the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, arms floating out, fingertips pointing behind you. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands and step back to plank position. You're doing great, sticking with me. We're just working on the other side now. So lower the knees down. I'm going to come through that half chaturanga again. So lower all in a straight line from the knees to the crown of the head. We bend the elbows. We slide all the way down till the belly touches the ground. And then as the belly touches the ground, we open up, untuck our toes, wrap our elbows inwards. Find that lovely cobra pose. A little bit strong down the body, beautifully stretchy down the front. Exhale, tuck the toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And then we've got that same on the other side. So lifting your left leg, sweeping your left leg through, drawing the knee as tight to the body as you can and placing the foot down. Again, grabbing the ankle and pulling it forward if you need. And then inhale, rise up to high lunge. Find that strength in your front thigh. Maybe it's a little wobbly, but that's okay. If you want more, lift onto the ball of that front foot. You've got it, that's it. We're in this together. And we breathe. So as we come into those stronger poses, take a big breath in and just try to calm the body and the mind. Remind yourself that this is a bit of fun, that we're enjoying being here together virtually, maybe even connecting with the outdoors as well. When you're ready, place the hands to the mat, sweep the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift, bring those hands behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the hands up, chair pose, squeezing the thighs together. Really, really strong for me. You can do it. Good, and then reach all the way up. Bringing the hands down towards the chest now. We're going to shift into some balances. Picking up through the right knee. Start to find that balance. And then we're going to pivot forward. Extend that leg away from you, finding your warrior three. Really good. Find that balance. If you need, take the fingertips down to the ground. That's absolutely fine. Find what works for you. Feel that strength in your right glute, in your left glute, sorry. So your standing leg, you're feeling that strength, building it now. And then when you're ready, drop the hands either to the ground, or if you've got yoga blocks or books, you can always take them onto something to lift the ground higher to you. Finding a little bit of straightness through that standing leg, but only as much as you can manage. And then lifting the right leg all the way up to the sky, relaxing the head, relaxing the neck, coming into our standing splits. From here, bending both knees, and we're going to bring our right knee to the bed just behind the left knee. And then inhale and straighten. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale and straighten. If you want more, hover your hands, bring them together just below the chest and find that movement. And now you will feel that glute working. I definitely am. My bum muscles are on fire. Finding our strength. It's so good for our hip stability, this. One more wherever you are. And straighten. Good. If you had the hands off the ground, take them back down. And then draw circles with the toes of your right leg. So drawing big circles or little circles, whichever feels best. Finding those circles, that's it. Good. And then when you're ready, place the right toe to the ground. And from here, you can shift back and take both heels to the ground and keep the hands on the mat if you can reach. Otherwise, you can come a little higher up. And what we're looking for is an inverted V shape in the legs. And just finding a stretch somewhere down the back of that front leg is what you're probably beginning to feel. It might be slightly different. Don't worry too much if it's slightly different. Just looking for that relaxation through the neck wherever we are. Good. And then step it forward, bringing the right foot to meet the left. And then we're going to roll all the way up. Whew, take a big breath in. Good. Reach those hands up. And then bring them down to your chest. It is getting warm for me. Hopefully it's not quite as toasty for you guys. Lift up your left knee. Maybe have a wobble if you're like me. And think about spreading through the right toes. So the more you relax the right foot, although it sounds counterintuitive, the better your balance will be. So find your strength. And then we're going to pivot forward. Pivot from the hip, flexing the left foot, so we're pushing the energy into the heel, pushing the heel away. Strengthen and lengthen through the whole of the spine. That's it, you've got it, and find your breath. If you need, again, the fingertips can come down to the ground, so I'm going to do this option with you on this side. And again, if you can't touch the ground, remembering you can always use books or yoga blocks to help bring the ground to you if you wish. Breathe it out if you need. Enjoy the sunshine on your skin if you're lucky enough to be outdoors with me. And then from here, we're bending into the knees. Left knee to back of right. Take the hands to the ground if you haven't already. Exhale, bring it in. If you want more, if you're feeling ready for that challenge, ready for that power, we bring the hands together and we find that balance, bending both knees. We've got this. We're in it together and we reach. Bring it in and reach. That's it. Good. Keep it going. One more. In and lengthen. And with release, take those hands to the ground. Relax the head, relax the neck. And then draw those circles now on the left side. Toes making either big or little circles, whatever feels accessible for you. Remembering that this is still a yoga class. Yes, it's power yoga, but the concept's still there, that you do what feels good for you today. Good. And then just releasing the left toes to the ground. Pushing back into the hips and finding that inverted V shape. Maybe you're laying down over the front leg with the hands on the floor. Maybe that just sounds ridiculous to you and you're up here with the hands on the thigh, the spine reaching forward. Take a breath. Good. And then release the hands to the ground. Step back to downward facing dog just for a moment. Maybe wiggle the hips side to side. That's it. And then pushing all the way down or lowering all the way down. And coming to lay on our chest. Wrap the elbows into the body. So coming into cobra pose again. Press the tops of the feet onto the mat. I like mine hip width apart. Gives me a bit more space in my spine. And then lift up your chest. Breathe in. Maybe, if you want a challenge, try hovering the fingertips. See how you do. If it's too much, bring the hands down. That's okay, particularly if you have any kind of lower back issues. You might be best here with the hands on the ground. Otherwise, find a hover. Find that strength. And then release the hands down to the ground. Take a breath. We're going to bend our elbows, take our palms together. The elbows are roughly under the shoulders. Tuck the toes and push all the way up into our dolphin pose. So this might be enough for you here. So it's a little bit like downward facing dog. The legs are relatively straight. Again, bend the knees if you need. And we're on the forearms. The head isn't touching the ground, so we're not taking any weight through the neck. All the weight's coming through those shoulders. If that's enough, stay here. If you want more, we're going to add that power element again. Bringing the nose to the thumbs. And then pushing all the way back. Coming forward. Pushing back. And this is your last power yoga pose. So keeping going if you can, but only if you can. Push back. Good. We're going to do 2 more. Come forward with that nose. Can you touch your thumbs? Push back. 1 more. Forward with control. Last effort. Push through those shoulders. Lift those hips up. Everybody joining back here and then dropping the knees down. We're going to turn the knees so they come out to mat width. Take the big toes together and then wiggle yourself into a child's pose. And in our child's pose, if you choose, relaxing the forehead to the ground. Taking a big breath in if you need. Sigh it out if that feels good. Do whatever feels good for you right now. Good. Just reaching the hips back to the heels. With every exhalation, allow yourself to soften and just enjoy that release. We're stretching out through the glutes, through the front of the legs as well. By bending our knees, we're stretching through the front of the thighs. Stretching through our shoulders as well, which have worked quite hard today. And then just gently taking a side bend, so creeping the hands over to the right. Maybe taking the left hand on top of the right if you wish, and just allowing the head to come between the arms. Breathing into the side of the body, and then inhale back to center, and exhale over to the other side. And then when you're ready, inhale, come back to center and wiggle your way all the way up to kneeling. If you're not happy kneeling, you're more than welcome to sit cross-legged if that feels better for you today. Inhale, reach your hands up and clasp the hands, turn the palms away. Push out through the hands, reach up. And then releasing the hands out in front of you. Turn the palms to face towards you and drop the chin to the chest, just stretching out through the back body. That back body has worked pretty hard today in our warrior 3, in our halfway lift, in our cobra pose, so stretching that out. And then when you're ready, just coming up. And we're going to gently take the hips to one side. And if you are at the back of your mat, you might want to just shuffle yourself to the middle. Put on any extra layers if you want to keep warm, or if you're very toasty like me, leave yourself as you are. We're going to lengthen the legs away and just roll onto our backs. And then just sway the legs side to side for a moment. Just release out through the ankles, through the hips. So just a little wobble of the legs side to side. And we're going to lift up our right leg and just take a hold behind the hamstring. So the back of the thigh, we're taking a hold just behind the back of the thigh. And you can begin to relax the shoulders and the neck and the head down to the earth. And there's no need to overdo this stretch. Often you'll see really, really flexible people, and they can go ahead and take your toes or your ankle or your calf. So if you're feeling really flexible, then you can do that. If, like me, you feel a bit tight through the backs of the legs, you might prefer to stay just a bit more gentle. Just ease off with the pose. You don't have to go crazy deep with your yoga stretches. Use that exhalation to help you soften. Release out that leg. And then switch sides. Draw it in and lift that left leg up to the sky. Hold behind the thigh, just around the hamstring. You can interlink the fingers. Take a breath or two. And soften and relax. And then when you're ready, just lengthen both legs away. You have worked so hard today. So just taking a moment of stillness to really just allow all that energy we've created to settle. And that's going to be there for the rest of the week. Whenever we need it, we can come and find that energy. So just allow yourself this stillness now. So see if you can settle now with me. We're just here for a moment, not for long. And just use that exhalation with every time you breathe out. See if you can soften deeper into your muscles. Maybe there's an area of your body that feels like it's holding a bit of tightness. And breathe it out if you can. Really releasing into your physical body. And just breathe it out, letting it go. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the hands. And you can roll onto your right hand side. So you might want to bend the left knee and just wiggle your way to lay on your right. Take a big breath in and then wiggle your way all the way up to seated and find yourself sitting cross-legged. Bring the hands together at the chest. Take a big breath in. And then blink open the eyes and just allow the light to come back in. Thank you. Namaste. So thank you so much for joining me for your Park Yoga short today. I hope you enjoyed that class and it gave you that little snippet of what we do at our hour-long sessions. So every Sunday at 9:30 you will find me in Minehead and you will find other Park Yoga instructors across the country. So go to parkyoga.co, look up your local site and head along. It's a totally free session. And just see what yoga and connecting with people and connecting with nature can do for you. We would love to meet you, whether you come to Minehead or whether you go to another site. We always love and welcome more people and new people, so do come along if you can. If you do want to donate, if you've enjoyed that class or if you have enjoyed other Park Yoga sessions, then head to parkyoga.co and you can donate there. If you want to tag us in any photos or chat to us on social media, we are Park Yoga UK, or you can search for Park Yoga followed by your location. So for me, that is Park Yoga Minehead, and we are on Facebook. So hopefully I will see you again virtually or in person. But it has been lovely to practice with you, and I hope you enjoyed your Park Yoga session. Have a lovely rest of your day.